Hey YouTube family, it's your girl Tiger here, and I'm coming at y'all today to talk about water retention and causes of it, like causes of what happens when you retain water. Like when I retain water, my feet swell, my hands swell, my belly swells, my under my chin swells, my neck swells. My hands were the biggest I ever saw them the other day, and I took my water pill, and I was just like peeing like all night, and it brought the swelling down. But also with water retention and edema, it causes you to get tired. It makes your joints sore, and I didn't know all this about edema. I didn't know all this. I just knew, and also like standing too long in certain spot and things like that. And I didn't know all of this before. I didn't know that the water pill that they gave me was causing me to have like cotton mouth, like dry mouth, massive thirst. It's just a lot that go with it, and I knew that I was retaining fluid, and they told me I had to take a water pill. I thought I was retaining fluid because of my blood pressure, but it's a lot of everything has another thing attached to it, and your blood pressure is high because you have too much sodium or salt in your diet and stuff like that. And see, I didn't know about this chain reaction. I didn't know about that because I've never had these problems before. And I guess I was so deep into like my depression, I wasn't really researching why I had to take these meds and stuff that the doctors were giving me and stuff like that. And some of the nurses or people I asked, they give me the runaround when I would ask them questions, and I just feel bad because I could have been working on some of these problems before. I'm a strong person when it has to do with having willpower for things that have to do with my life. And like right now, I'm going through a lot of stuff, but I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with everything. I have been 4 days smoke free, and I know that's not a lot, but I've been 4 days smoke free. And right now, like, I'm like really going through a lot right now. And with the edema, water leaks from tiny blood vessels in your body, and that's what causes the edema. Your kidneys, they react to it by retaining more sodium and water to increase the fluids in your blood vessels, but this leads to more leaking or more edema. And if you consume an excess amount of sodium in your diet, that's going to cause your body to hold on to more water, increasing your fluid volume, which contributes to the edema. So if you, excuse me y'all, sorry, I got a lot of other stuff I'm going through right now. So you got to choose like lower sodium foods and beverages and stuff like that. So I've also stopped drinking sodas. I'm only drinking water now. I'm not smoking, I'm drinking water, and I know eventually in time I'm gonna see the results from the changes that I'm making. They say it's good to have a lot of grains, because grains are low in sodium, like oatmeal, barley, whole grain cereals and stuff like that. And if you have to have breads, like, like whole grain cereals and stuff like cheese, I mean not cheese, whole grain cereals like Cheerios, if you have pasta or rice, like try to have like brown rice. And if you want flavor in your food, come on, Monique, get it together. If you want flavor in your food, it's better to have spices and herbs, natural herbs, instead of using like salts and stuff. Like, don't use salts for flavor and stuff like that. And it's really good to have fruits and vegetables, because they low in sodium. And when you're trying to reduce the swelling and stuff like that in your feet and the ankles, like fresh frozen canned and most dry fruits are sodium free. So it's good to include more fresh and frozen vegetables to limit hidden sources of sodium that can sometimes be found in canned varieties. You also need to be careful with vegetables with added sauces. So, and they say meat and beans are a good source of protein. Sometimes edema is caused by low protein levels in the blood, making it important that you get good food sources of protein in your diet. So you got to include more freshly prepared meats, such as fresh poultry, red meat, and fish, and use herbs and spices to add flavor. Many canned beans contain high amounts of sodium, so make your own by cooking dry beans to limit sodium intake. And dairy foods are also a good source of protein, but however, a lot of them got high amounts of sodium, like in the cheese. So you want to try to get cheeses that have low sodium, because if the cheeses are high in sodium, it's going to contribute to the swelling of your feet and your ankles. And I didn't know all this before, and I love me some cheese, and I was just tearing up cheese and stuff like that. So it say look for red food labels, which mean low sodium cheeses, and milk and yogurt are lower in sodium and make a good choice when trying to reduce swelling. And I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know that. I would have been having a bowl of Cheerios every morning, or a bowl of oatmeal. And it's also good that you omit salt from your diet when you're trying to reduce swelling. So when you cooking or eating at the table or whatever, just try not to add salt, because certain foods that's high in sodium can include, can make your edema worse. And stuff like ketchup, soy sauce, because soy sauce got a lot of salt in it, canned soups, olives, pickles, and anything like fast food. And I am more informed today than I was yesterday. And the positive news that I heard about edema is that it can be reversible if you do the things that I'm saying right now, like omitting your salt, no salt, more exercise, because, or elevating the areas where you have like swelling at and things like that. Massage, compression socks or stockings, like if you get it real bad in your legs. No pickles, because pickles are high in sodium. And milk and yogurt is good, as long as it's like a red label, like whole milk and stuff like that. But basically, you gotta have more exercise in those areas. And on a more exercise tip, they say you gotta have more exercise, but right now I have a bad knee, and my left knee is like my left knee is like kind of messed up right now. But I'm not gonna let that stop me, because they say more movement to help the fluid to get back to your heart. And during the time when I was like depressed and stuff, I wasn't really moving that much. I was in the house all the time. As you can see, like I got swelling like around here and stuff, and that's from fluid retention. I didn't know what it was coming from before. I thought it was just, I was getting fat or whatever, but I'm sure they had a little bit to do with it, but it was a bigger underlying cause for it. And my depression, it's not really getting any better, and now it's at a point where it's getting a little bit worse because I'm going through some changes, and I know I have to overcome these changes and these things that are like breaking my heart, because if I don't, then I probably won't be around. So and I recently had some family members that I really care about, that basically have decided that they don't want to be in my life anymore. And some of them that decided that is basically because they can't use me anymore, and other ones that decided that is because I won't accept the things that they say to me, or the negative things that they say to me. And as long as I'm accepting whatever they say, or letting them shit on my feelings, or letting my daughter like just use me when she needs me, or whatever, basically. So basically I lost, not like in death, but I lost my daughter, one of my oldest daughters, and one of my sisters, and I probably lost I'm one of 5 girls, so I probably pretty much lost on my mother's side all of my sisters, because they never really talked to me anyway. And some of them thought they were better than me when they really not. And others, I think it got a lot to do with how they was treated too, or whatever, because they think this kind of behavior is okay. I come from a family on my mom's side that's very divided, and if none of the adults care about it, it just got worse. And I got sisters and brothers on my father's side of the family, and I talk to more of them than I do the ones on my mother's side of the family. The ones on my mother's side of the family, there's always been some type of confrontation. And if my mom ever said anything, you know, like saying like I said something back to her, or saying I yelled when I didn't yell, or anything like that, then my other sisters will jump in it. Were the ones that are near my mom or whatever. It's just a lot of confusion, a lot of pettiness, and I just can't deal with it anymore. And the same one who is not talking to me, my mom, is the same one who told me that if don't nobody if one of your sisters or somebody don't want to have a relationship with you anymore, just let it go. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So I guess I have to take her advice, you know, in this situation as well, because if I hold on to that pain, it's gonna kill me. You know, I'm very sensitive when it comes to matters of the heart, when it comes to my family. I've always tried to have relationships with people on my mother's side of the family, either by buying them stuff or, you know, just calling, keeping in contact, whatever. And it always turns out the same way it is now. Like they always turn on me. So I have to let go, and I have to let God when it comes to that. And because I'm not disposable, and you know, you can't treat me a certain way or talk to me when you want to talk to me when things are going bad in your life or whatever, and then when I want to talk, you don't want to talk to me, or, you know, tell me stupid stuff or whatever, you know. Like, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that because I'm the type of person that I love hard. And that has been part of my issue, you know, like pretty much throughout my life. Because, you know, people I care about, like, I love hard. And I don't know what it is. Like, it seemed like this year, hell, the last 3-4 years, people have been starting to show their true colors. And, you know, I was trying to like deny it and overlook it, and not really accept it for that, you know. Trying to be optimistic and positive, and it's nothing you could do about it. Like, it's nothing you could do about it. And I should be happy. I should be happy because I deserve to be happy. I'm not a bad person, and I have a real giving heart, and I try to make people in my family happy. I'm always trying to do something to make them happy, but don't nobody care about my happiness like that. Not even my own kids. Just maybe, like, you know, my sons. My sons,
They care about me, but um, the other ones, they really don't. And I have to accept that, and it's hard for me. But now I know that, like, what my mom used to tell me, and it's true, like, that I have to worry about myself. I have to think about myself and what's gonna make me happy, and what my life. I never really understood that before. I always thought that was a selfish way of thinking. Hold on, one minute, y'all. I need some Kleenex. Awful. I should have paused this when I went to go get some Kleenex, but yeah, when my mom used to tell me, you gotta think about yourself and don't worry about nobody else, I used to think that was real selfish. I used to think that was selfish because that's not the type of person that I am. And even when I tried to do that, it was hard for me to do that. I just couldn't do it. And because I'm a people person, I like people, I like helping people, I like to see people happy, and whatever I have to do to go that extra mile, I usually try to do, unless they're doing something to hurt me or whatever, because after I get hurt, then I get angry. And yeah, so and then my youngest daughter, she's at home with me, and that's only until she turns 18. When she turned 18, she already let me know that she's going back to Florida, go to school up there. She's young, and just like most teenagers, she's not like really concerned with me, although I did everything I can for her. So I'm really starting to realize now, and I wish I would have known certain things before I made certain moves and stuff like that, because if you planned on leaving, like, or whatever, I wouldn't have got 2 bedrooms. I would have just got 1, or got me a studio or something like that. It's just a lot of unnecessary stuff going on, and if it's like more communication, things would be better. I just like for people to be straight up with me, like completely. Just be straight up with me. I can handle it. I'm not a little, I'm not a little kid or child. I can adapt to any situation if I know what situation I'm gonna be in, but yeah, so knowing these things, like about my health and about my my daughter, and what her plans are, and knowing that you know, certain people in my life I'm not gonna have a relationship with anymore. I have to start thinking about me. Now I understand. That thing. I just thought it was just selfish at first. Just like I thought that, you know, the petty stuff and people telling people lies and stuff so they wouldn't socialize with me was bogus. Like saying that I, disrespected them, or I'm, loud talking them when they really yelling at me and I'm just on the phone defending myself. But oh my God. Anyway, okay, so and now I'm in Illinois, and I basically came to Illinois because I was in Florida, and jobs and everything like that are really hard to come by in Florida. I hold a bachelor's degree in applied behavioral science, and I also hold a master's degree in education, and I was still unemployed in Florida. People tell me, that's everywhere, and I just can't accept that because I was employed and making good money before I had any degree in here in Illinois, and to be educated and to have worked so hard to get those degrees so I wouldn't have to struggle, and to have to struggle or live somewhere and not, I was good, but at the same time I know I was supposed to have much more, better car, better place, everything, with my educational background, and I'm supposed to have a better job and everything, and it just wasn't happening for me in Florida. So I felt like the little stuff that I was trying to fix, like on my credit so I can buy me a house and a new car and all that stuff, like I couldn't do it unless I left Florida and went to Illinois and got a job, like working for the state or something like that, so I can make some money so I can pay the things off that I need to pay off. And yeah, so and this move was like really hard. It was hard. This was a big move. I was supposed to have my car towed here, and they didn't have a tow dolly, so I had to drive my car here. Mind you, through my depression and anxiety and unemployment and everything like that, it made it hard for me to drive long distances, and semi trucks made me really squeamish, and I actually had to drive my car from Florida all the way to Illinois, and I made it, and the car made it, surprisingly. But so I had a U-Haul in my car. So, but having to drive my car just made me shorter on cash because I had to pay for two vehicles, one truck and a vehicle, to get to Illinois from Florida. So that took from the savings that I had as well. And then when I got here, I saw the apartment was not what it looked like online, and I'm stuck here for a year. And I don't want to be here for a year. but I don't want to break the lease, and I don't want to be here. And if I have to stay here, I have to make this place comfortable for me. I have no intention on renewing my lease here. My main focus right now is to get a job, take care of the things on my credit, help my sons to get to their fullest potential if I can, by encouraging them to finish school. And if I get this place, which I know is coming up pretty soon, my plans are to put my son on my lease, and then I will get off the lease, and then I will go back to where I want to be. And that's not here. That will be in Florida. Because of the weather, I can get out more, I can exercise more, and things like that. And I'm just gonna try to enjoy the time I have here with my family that's in Illinois, until I get my other son situated. And then I could just visit, when I can. But yeah, and I don't know, y'all. But I just wanted to vlog with y'all and let y'all know, what I was going through, and I plan on surviving this shit. I do. I plan on surviving and getting through this the best way that I can. And it's hard. Finding out people that you thought loved you really don't. And you can't change people. And the only way a person will change is if they really loved you and they felt you were worth the change. And if they don't feel that they love you enough and you're not worth it, then they're not going to change. My problem is I like people to be straight up with me, 100 with me, and most people are too afraid to do that. They'll sugarcoat shit, lie about it, not tell you the whole truth or whatever, and then expect you to just roll with the punches. I'm not that kind. If I find out somebody's lying to me, or if someone is mistreating me, I'm gonna say something about it. And if you talk to me disrespectfully, I'm gonna defend myself, no matter who you are. And the sister that I fell out with, I'm not really surprised because of her bloodline, where she comes from, and it's just I'm just like I guess I'm kind of surprised, but then again I'm not, because I've been hurt by people related to her in my life before. So I'm not surprised, but it did, I guess it did bother me at first, but I'm not finna let that, I'm not finna let the evilness and the hatefulness of people that I care about kill me. I'm not finna let that happen. I'm gonna overcome this, just like I've overcome most of the obstacles in my life, as far as molestation, rape, being stabbed, home invasions, stabbed 6 times, hit in the head with a brick because I want to talk to somebody. I've been through a lot,
I've been through a whole lot. And I'm still here. So I guess, God has a plan for me. I hope he has something better planned for me, because I'm going through a lot of stuff. And I like to keep my faith and think that there really is a God, because if there isn't, I've been telling the wind a lot of stuff. But that's pretty much it. And there are other things that I want to say, but some things that are left unsaid, people that know you, they know what they are. And I just want to tell the people in my life that do care about me and do love me that I love you too. So much. And I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to try to keep my head up and stay positive and not let this stuff break me down, because I know it has the potential to do that. But I'm not finna let it. And I had homework, I had discussions due today that I didn't even do. And through everything though, I didn't do no homework, but I didn't pick up a cigarette. And that's it, y'all. So I hope some of this information that I gave y'all can help someone. And if you go through these situations too, I hope things get better for you. It's like I hope things get better for me, because I know I just gotta let go and let God, pretty much. And that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, you guys. Peace.